Okay, just run in place, high knee for me. Pump the arms. Great. Go to kick the booty. Now go. Good. Now go to jumping jacks. Good. Okay, just run in place, high knee for me. Pump the arms. Great. Now go to kick the booty. Good. Now go to jumping jacks. Good. Okay, just run in place, high knee for me. Pump the arms. Great. Now go to kick the booty. Good. Now go to jumping jacks. Good. This is part of our handstand conditioning complex. So we start with forward walks. You'll do a couple passes off this depending on your level. You want to keep the legs nice and tight, no arching in the lower back, pointed. It really makes your alignment a lot easier if you think of pushing up all the way to the ceiling. Pushing tall, 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 tall. Push tall. This is backward walking. Part of the handstand complex. Once again, you want to push really, really tall. Keep your stomach really tight. Keep your booty tight. And try to keep your toes pointed and be tight throughout. Right, this is right arm leading. Once again, they're going side to side, which is part of the handstand challenge we're seeing go around right now of the right hand leading. They want to once again stay pushed up tall with pointed toes. This is left hand leading. They want to stay in a straight line as much as they can. If you have a line that you can work on, focus on being on, then that is great. You want to push up tall to the ceiling, keep your legs together and tight there, and pointed toes. Okay, go ahead. Via, roll, keep your legs nice and tight, and then roll back the other direction. Keep your big toes together. V-up, roll, V-up, roll. You want to keep your hands and your arms off the ground when you do the roll. Only your torso and your back touches the ground. Our roll arch-ups, same thing. You want to keep the upper and lower body off the ground. These are Spider-Man push-ups. One leg slightly in front of the other and bent, and then one hand slightly in front of the other and bent. You go all the way down. Once again, you're keeping a nice tight core when you do this. Okay, these are alternating needle push-ups. Try to get that leg swung all the way up to the arm. Okay, if you're a beginner and you can't get the needle quite all the way up there, you can just swing the leg to the side, and it can even swing just a little bit lower, Zoe, below horizontal. If that's as high as you can get it, that's fine. Floor jacks. They want to stay hollow and lift, and once again keep the legs really low, which engages the hips, the thighs, and the abs. There we go. Okay, these are partner arch ups, and you just want to go down and lift. You don't have to arch all the way when you come to the top, so you're just going past horizontal, which is perfect. You can go like you were, Peyton. It's fine. You just don't want to arch too much. You were working at home in handstands. One of the best things you can do is work handstands. So you want to get your wrist as close to the wall as you can while pushing your hips flat, stomach flat, and shins flat against the wall. The closer you can get the wrist and have all these things pressed against the wall, the better the handstand position, and this teaches them to push up and get their ribs against the wall. And I will give you direction on how long to hold your split, and you're going to want to do this on both sides. This is with the back knee up. You want to make sure that the knee is all the way up on the elevated surface, not just the foot, because otherwise the knee would bend and it would not work. You want to working on pushing your hip down and squaring that up. Hands are either back at the hips or back at the mat, and chest is up and toe is pointed. Okay, these are hyperextended middle splits. Now, you may not be ready for this, and you can just do regular splits on the floor, and you can support yourself up on your elbows and try to roll your knees towards the ceiling as you're working this middle split. And another thing to do while you're in the middle split is go ahead and flex and point your toes 10 times, girls. And that'll just help you slowly work it down. On your bridges, you're gonna work putting your hands on the line and trying to get those armpits past the line. Okay, so you want to work more open in your shoulders than you want to in your lower back. And keeping, go ahead and put your heels down, Pete. You can keep your heels down and you don't have to fully push your knees straight. Just as long as you're working that open with your shoulders is what you ultimately want to be working when you stretch your bridge. Another way to work this and working on those armpits open and that head down and really working that shoulder flexibility without engaging the lower back, it's just grabbing onto a surface, a bar or beam, a cabinet, whatever, and just working, pushing the shoulders open and down, and that way you're really just focusing and isolating those shoulder flexibility. To stretch those shoulders, just a different angle for the shoulders is grab the beam or grab the surface and just sit into it and give those shoulders a stretch like that. So these are wrist stretches. You turn your wrist under and you try to straighten your arms and pull back. And once again, this is also a great stretch for that forearm, especially after that bar conditioning. And then we also we stretch our wrist by pulling back on each finger. Go down your fingers. Each finger that you pull back just stretches something a little bit different. And that's another way to try to keep those wrists ready to get back to all those handsprings and handstands. So ankle stretch, just rock back on those toes, really push the instep or the front of that ankle forward, and do not let the heels come apart when you do this. You want to keep the heels together as much as possible, and then you can drop one knee down and just do this one ankle at a time and isolate each ankle. Good. Go to a runner. And of course, this is just runner stretch. Stretch the calf out, and that is a good position. And then another stretch to do for that is go back to the other leg and you drop into that heel and then slightly bend that knee, which stretches a whole different part of that calf muscle. Gets more of the soleus in there.